Welcome back, convicts and Gothic lovers. We're back in the colony. And we're gonna go to Mr. Dusty. Now, Dusty is Melvin's friend, specifically for this quest, New Souls for the Brotherhood. And if you look into your journal, you can see that Melvin has a pal called Dusty in the old camp. Now, Dusty isn't actually easy to find. You really need to scour the camp for him. Fortunately, I know exactly where he is. He is exactly near the marketplace. And since we are going to the marketplace, we can actually knock out 2 quests, actually 3 quests, and with 1 stone. The first quest is the recipe for Dexter. Now, Dexter, what you doing, my boy? Washing your face? Good lad.
I have the recipe you wanted.
Very good. Show it to me. Good. Now I can produce the potions myself. You are a good man. I'll tell Diego about it. Here you go. Take that for your efforts.
Thank you.
Show me your goods.
I got the best stuff here.
What stuff do you have? Some... Ooh, arrows now. Those arrows I really want, and we're gonna sell some pure alcohol and a tooth. Okay. Now Fisk, let's just save our game.
You've given me a fair thrashing, man.
He remembers the fight. Okay.
I have somebody from the new camp who wants to get into business with you.
No! Who would have thought that? Looks like you're trying to get popular around here. Seems like you managed it, too. Who is it?
His name is Sharky.
Sharky? He's even worse than Mordrag. About Diego, you don't need to worry anymore.
Show me your goods.
Okay, Fisk doesn't have anything left because we robbed him at one point. Now we also level up, which is awesome. Okay, now Dusty is right over here. At night, he is actually in his little hut. Now let's talk to Dusty.
Hi, I'm new here. How's things?
Go away. I've been working my ass off in the mines for the last 2 weeks. And what for? Some sad lumps of ore is all I got. I had to spend most of it on food. I talked to Ball Parvis down there. He told me some interesting things about the sect camp. I think I'd better go there instead of slaving away for Gomez.
You don't like it here? Why don't you just go then?
Because I'm not quite sure what to expect there. I had a pal here. His name was Melvin. He headed off to the sect camp a week ago. But since then, I haven't heard of him. And as long as I don't get a message from him, I'll stay here.
I was in the sect camp and met Melvin.
And what did he say?
Apparently, he likes it more than getting harassed by the guards.
Hey man, he has all the fun for himself. I have to go there, but I'll never make it out of the camp.
Really? Why not?
The guards have found out that I want to leave. I guess I talk too much. I need at least 100 ore to bribe the guards.
What if I gave you the 100 ore for the guards?
You'd do that? Why?
Well, let's say you aren't the only one who'd prefer you to hang around in the sect camp.
You mean you want to come with me?
Okay, so we're gonna keep this dialogue option open right now. The thing that we really want to do at this point, since we're gonna go back to the sect camp with Dusty, but before we do that, I want us to acquire some really powerful magic that will help us clear out the swamp sharks in the swamp. Now, in order to do that, we need to do the following. We need to go to the Orc lands And we're gonna kill ourselves some golems. That's right, boys and girls, we're gonna hunt us some golems. Now, in order to kill those golems, we need to do 3 things. The first thing is we have to clear the route to there, which isn't really difficult. There are basically 2 options. We either go this way, or we either go up these ledges, and we're gonna go up to a small lake. And after we pass that small lake, we're gonna come across a sunken tower. And past the sunken tower, ooh, this is a cute bug. We almost got stuck in the ledge. After we pass the sunken tower, there's gonna be a path that is gonna take us right to some golems. Now, normally those golems are some endgame content unlocked in chapter 3 or 4, I can't recall exactly. But nothing bad happens if you kill them before that happens, before you reach that point in the game. Now, the reason why I want to kill them is because each of those golems possesses a heart, and each heart individually allows you to cast some spells. So, for example, the fire golem is going to have a fire heart, which acts as a fireball rune. You can cast fireballs as many times as you want. Now, we're going to kill these bloodhounds up here because they're in the way. Now, let's take the one on the left first. Okay, this one. Now, let's hope we get lucky with some critical hits. Okay, let's close the distance a bit. Think we just need a couple of hits, maybe 2 or 3. Kill him. Come on. Ooh, okay. 1 more hit. Come on. Just let us get lucky with 1 more hit, and that's all we need. Especially since he's stuck on that plant over there. Okay, let's just close the distance then. Perfect. Now that's Bloodhound number 1. Quick save. And now let's hunt us another Bloodhound. Okay. Ugly little monster, aren't you? Okay. Let's loot you up as well. Some nice experience from both of you. Anything else in this cave? I think, if I recall right, this cave was empty. Yeah, it's empty. There's nothing in it. Which is a shame, because it's just a missed opportunity to add some more content in this area. But again, Gothic 1 was done under pressure. Didn't have a lot of budget. Still, it created so much love amongst the community that they made entire mods with entire stories for Gothic 1 and 2. Like, these games weren't... how should I put this? They weren't AAA games, but they engendered so much love among the community. They have such a strong community, such a loyal fan base, that people basically developed entire games in the Gothic engine. And I don't mean that metaphorically. Gothic Arcolos released last year, which is treated as a mod, but it's actually more or less an entire game. It's fully voice acted, it's in Polish, it's in the Gothic engine, and Jesus freaking Christ, it's the spiritual successor to Gothic 2. Like, 99% of the community agrees that Gothic 3 isn't really the successor to Gothic 2, but instead it's Gothic Arcolos. Now, over here, we are going to encounter some biters. Now, biters are basically a form of scavengers. They use the same attack animations as scavengers. They aren't really that dangerous if you have some armor. The issue is there's 3 of them, and we might be able to take on, let's say, a couple, but 3 at once, that's a no-go. And we are simply wasting a lot of arrows at this point. Let's just quick save the game, approach them. Yeah, this would be a proper range to approach them. Just need to get 1 good shot in, just one Okay, that's the good shot we needed. And we are gonna quickly run away up the sledge. And they are gonna chase us up here. And we can snipe them to death. And if you're wondering why that biter over there is doing that, I'm gonna explain that in a moment. Okay, we're just gonna leave this area. Okay, it's fixed. So what happened right there, the biter got stuck in a death animation loop because enemies in the game, when they die, they need a flat surface to die on. So basically this little slope over here, not sure you can actually see it. This little slope, you can see it's angled. I think this is a good angle to show you. Made it slide down, made the course of the biter slide down, and the death animation couldn't finish. Now over here, you can actually see we have a path. Okay, so over here we have a skeleton and an old battle axe. Now this old battle axe actually does a lot of damage. The problem is it's a two-handed weapon and we have 0 training in two-handed weapons. Doesn't mean we can't use them. It's just that we are gonna suck at using them. We are gonna skill up two-handed weapons later in the game. Now, the first golem on this path is a regular stone golem. Now, we fought them before, if you recall. We fought a stone golem on the bridge to the mountain fortress, and this is the second one in the game. We can kill him pretty easily. Okay, he's now dead, and he's fallen to pieces, and he's gonna give us a heart of a stone golem. And the description is really cool. It has the power to hurl a foe through the air. So what this heart does is you can equip it. You can equip it as a normal spell, and it gives you the Fist of Wind spell, which exactly what it says. It has the power to knock an opponent through the air. Really cool spell. The issue is that sometimes when an opponent is through the air, the fall damage kills it, and because it dies of fall damage, you don't actually get the experience. Now, the second golem is an ice golem. Now, this is probably the least threatening of all of them. At this point in the story, you should have a lot of firebolts and even a fireball spell. And now, this ice golem is pretty much immune to any sort of damage you're gonna do except fire damage. Now, you can just climb up this ledge here and just pelt it with a few firebolts. You can see the firebolt is also doing damage over time. Just gonna pelt it again, and because we're pretty far away from it, it can't actually kill us, and it's broken into pieces. Awesome. And we're just gonna go down here, loot the ice golem, and they also give a lot of experience points, by the way, 1,000 experience points per golem. Now, the story with these golems, you're gonna find out later what's the story with them, but it's nothing game-breaking if we kill them now. The only important thing we need to do is we need to keep their hearts, so don't sell them. Once you get their hearts, do not sell them. You can sell this piece of an ice golem. We don't actually need it, but we do need the heart of an ice golem. Now, the heart of an ice golem gives us the ice block spell. The ice block spell is an awesome spell that can encase any NPC in a block of ice for about 10 seconds. Really awesome spell, might be a bit overpowered, but if you do use it, keep in mind, some NPCs are actually immune to it. So, if I'm not mistaken, golems are immune to it, demons might also be immune to it, not sure. You can just do some tests. Now, here's the issue. At this point in the game, we're gonna have 8 ice bolt spells. Precisely 8 ice bolt spells is exactly what we need to kill fire golem. Now, fire golem, exactly like the ice golem, is simply immune to ice. It's immune to everything else except ice. Now, this is bad. We actually ran out of mana. Run away! We're gonna do the Monty Python philosophy. And we're gonna run away. And because we're running away, it eventually is gonna go back down the path. Okay, we ran out of mana. That's not a problem. We still have one more Ice Bolt spell. And the golem is nearly dead. So we're just gonna eat some plants. Some mana plants. And by the way, if you cast Ice Bolt spells fast enough, you can actually stun lock it. And it's pretty easy to kill. Now... and it's dead. You can actually see the smoke and heat rising from its corpse, which is pretty cool detail for a 2000 game. Now, the Heart of a Fire Golem has the power to set a foe ablaze, on fire. Awesome. Good, good, good. Now, this spell is the spell that we really wanted more than any other spell, and we're gonna set it to 5. And this is the Fireball spell, one of the most powerful spells, in the game. Now, why is it so powerful? Well, in Vanilla Gothic, there was a bug. We're not playing Vanilla Gothic, mind you, we're playing patched Gothic. Now, it's the same content, but a lot of bugs are patched. Now, let's quickly loot this chest, which has some speed potions, which are awesome. A potion of life increases our maximum life by 10. Some mana potions and some healing potions. Now, on the bottom level of this tower, there will be nothing yet so far. Something will spawn here in chapter 3 or 4. Nothing bad happens if you loot these chests. Nobody cares. So don't worry about looting them. The only important thing here to note is that this specific tower is going to be an important plot point in the future. That's really the most important thing. Now, as I was saying, the Fireball spell. It's a channeled spell, takes about 5 seconds to cast. Doesn't have a lot of range. I think it has the same lock-on range as archery, but it does a lot of damage. Now, why is it important? Back in Gothic 1, if you cast Fireball on an enemy, it did a bit of damage over time, but if you targeted the enemy again with a bow, for example, like this, the enemy instantly died. Now, that was a pretty powerful bug for the time. I see. So what happened is, they actually patched this in Gothic. Now, normally what people used to do, they used to exploit this this tree over here. You could jump over it, you can stand on the leaves, and you could kill those 2 fire lizards over in the distance. Sorry, it's a bit of pollen in the air at this point. Okay, you could kill those fire lizards if you can see them in the distance right there. Now, it doesn't really matter, we can still kill them the old-fashioned way. We're just gonna shoot once, and we're gonna climb up there. Just need to get one good shot in so they aggro us. One good shot. That's all we need. Come on, Mr. Lizard. And yeah, I know all the shots seem like they're hitting it, but because it's Gothic 1, basically the game rolls a dice if you actually do damage or not. And the problem is, I really need some distance between us and them, because they can pretty much kill you in one shot, even if you're at a very high level. What these lizards do, they do fire damage, and not only fire damage, they do damage over time as well. So usually one fire breath is enough for them to damage you so much that if it doesn't kill you outright, the damage over time will do. So I'm wondering at this point, are we actually incapable of doing any damage to them or not? I think we can do damage to them. Okay, we can do damage now. We have to run away pretty quickly and run up here, run up here, run up here. Okay, and now we can just simply kill them. Now, this is the angle that we wanted. Okay. One lizard is dead, and you can actually see how much experience they give you. 500 experience per lizard, which is... And that lizard is gonna fall down, and it's gonna go right on its merry way. Doesn't matter, we managed to kill one of its friends. And the other one is so wounded at this point that when we're gonna come back here, he's still gonna be wounded. So he's gonna be pretty vulnerable and easy to kill. Now, since we're in the Orc lands, we might as well kill some other stuff around here because it's gonna give us some good experience. And between chapters, mobs do respawn. So that's an important note. They respawn in small numbers. They are fixed spawns. They don't respawn infinitely. So in chapter 2, some mobs will respawn, but they will respawn like 30% of how many mobs there were in an area. So for example, if you had like there are 5 razors in this area. If we kill them all at this point and come back in chapter 2, there's probably gonna be 1 or maximum 2 razors in this area. Now the reason I want to clear a lot of the map in chapter 1, obviously it's for the experience, but it's also so future quests and future questing is going to be a bit easier because we're going to be a bit over leveled, and it's going to make for a more, I don't want to say streamlined approach, but the quests won't be so difficult to manage. So basically this is the entire fight right here. Just equip your bow, take them out one by one. It's nothing stressful. They can't actually reach you, and they're all dead. And that was pretty easy. Yeah, okay. Is there anybody else around here? Anybody else want to taste? Nope. Killed everybody. Now there's another fire lizard. If not even actually 2 fire lizards. Now, again, fire lizards are one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, and you always want to handle them with either archery or magic spells. And trust me when I say this, I tried this in melee 1,000 times. You can use the invincibility frames, the iframes exploit to kill them in melee. Personally, I think that's a bit overpowered, to be honest. I mean, you're basically backing away with the sword. These are drums. This is an orcish drum, by the way. You're basically backing away with a sword while a creature is breathing fire on you, and you're somehow blocking the fire. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, does it? And subsequently, if you're fighting a troll, you can use the same tactic. You can back away with a weapon like this, and you're gonna parry that troll hit, which again doesn't really make a lot of sense. Fortunately, they fixed that in Gothic 2. Sadly, they didn't add shields. They added shields in Gothic 3. They were way overpowered there. But, nobody's perfect. Now, let's see. What do we have here? We have a fire lizard over here. We have some biters. And we have some razors. Now, what we gotta do is we gotta quickly climb this ledge over here. Okay, now let's kill these guys, and we're gonna continue the next video, which is gonna clear the orc lands a bit for some easy experience, and then we're gonna go back to the swamp camp with Dusty. Now, let's see, can we target him? Just need to target one of you. Come on, a bit too close. Perfect. Now, one thing we could do... Razors are fast, by the way. Razors are pretty freaking fast in this game. But one thing we can do is we can outrun them. Which is exactly what we did right now. So, fun fact. When you're jumping, sorry. When you're jumping like this, it's gonna ignore slopes. Now, enemies cannot ignore slopes most of the time, fortunately. Like 99% of the time, they will not ignore slopes. Okay, this guy is almost dead. Now, there was one left. I know for a fact that there is one left. One last razor. 1, 2. Now, question is, what happened to the third one? Did it get stuck? Yeah, it's over there. Okay. It's actually not bad. What we can do right now, because it's only one razor, we can actually handle one razor. Just gonna climb up here really fast. Quick save the game. And kill the razor. Which are basically an overpowered form of snappers in the game. They aren't really tough if you have good armor, like in chapter 4 for example, you can handle them in melee, maybe even chapter 3. And we leveled up again, we're level 12, oh my god. And we have 209 hit points. Freaking awesome, freaking awesome. Okay, 2 razors are down. Now, what else do we have here? We have some biters. Now, the biters aren't difficult to kill, fortunately. Just gonna get up here, get a few shots in. They should die relatively quickly. That's one. And now I want to get an angle on the second. Okay, this is the angle. One more shot. And again, he dies. He dies on the angled slope, which forces it to repeat its death animation. Now, the real tricky fight up here is might be this fire lizard. Although it's not really that tricky. There is a way you can kill it. Now, one way you can kill it is you put... There's nothing up here, by the way. You can get a shot in and back away up here and go on top of this ledge. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is you can try going up the slope over here and try to get some shots in this way. It's not a guarantee this is gonna work because it might just bypass you entirely, but let's see what happens. Okay, we really got lucky over there. Sometimes the lizard simply goes this way and eventually it's gonna break line of sight away from you. Now, fortunately, we got lucky there. Now, let's load up some more plants, some slaves bread, awesome. Jesus, we have so much healing at this point. I think we have enough healing almost for the rest of the game. We really don't need to do any trading at this point. Now, if I remember, we had a telekinesis scroll, and you don't really need to use telekinesis in this game. There are only a couple of quests that really require it. But one other use is to simply activate it and check out to see if you actually missed any items in any given area. Now, we missed a plant or two in this area. And doesn't really matter, by the way. In Gothic 1, plants aren't really that important as Gothic 2. In Gothic 2, we have alchemy. And in mods like the Gothic Elhiver mod, or I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, Elhiver, I have no idea. I don't know if the guy is French or not. It's Liver or something. In Gothic Elhiver, at least, alchemy is super important. There are some really powerful potions you can brew there. But in Gothic 1, healing potions, even raw meats, regular plants, they're all the same really. They just heal hit points. It's nothing fancy, so you should never worry about using healing in the game. Absolutely never at any point. Now, these razors are a bit too strong for my liking now. Again, we have a couple of approaches. Approach number one, we can attack them from the ledge in front of us. You can see that ledge behind the trees. You can use that ledge. Or approach number two, we're gonna finally use our fireballs spell now. So here's the deal about these snappers, these razors, sorry. Now, as I said, there are two approaches. We can either handle them on the ledge there or on the ledge here. The problem is, and this is something I forgot, they can sometimes actually climb. So we're just gonna quickly run in this direction. We're not gonna pop a speed potion. We probably should have, but just gonna try to make it here, up here as fast as possible. Okay, so that's basically the aggro range right there. Okay, now we gotta get up here as fast as possible, and they can sometimes climb a bit. Yep. Now, if you get lucky enough, you can sometimes stagger them exactly as they're trying to climb. Exactly like we did right now. There's one more razor, so we got really lucky here. And I think after we're gonna kill this last razor, now if I can actually target him. Come on, buddy. Come on, you wanna join your friends over here, like die in a nice line, okay? Thank you. Perfect. This is awesome. And yeah, some fights are very easy in Gothic, other fights are not. And this is basically how Gothic rolls. But the cool thing, and this is something I want to touch on in the next episode, is that the way the devs design the game, they kind of give you the tools necessary to handle each situation with whatever weapons you want. So if you really look around the design of the map, you can find a lot of verticality, ledges, trees, rocks, rocky outcroppings, and so on. You can use to your own advantage. So it's freaking awesome that you can actually use the terrain in this game so much to your advantage, so you can actually, you know, kill the enemies you want to kill. Now this, I think, is a perfect moment to end the video right here. It's 4:20 p.m. Sun is gonna set soon, and damn, that is a beautiful sight. So in this nice vista, I want to wish you guys a wonderful day, and if it's gonna be one of those sucky days, I want to wish you the strength and wisdom to overcome it. If you want to like the channel, subscribe and all that jazz, you can also visit my Patreon if you want to help support the channel. But even if you don't, that's completely okay. I'm gonna put out content for free for you guys because I really love RPGs and good stories, and I want to share them with you guys. So until next time, take care of yourselves and stay safe. See ya, guys.